Cece loves science. Cece loved being an adventure girl, almost as much as she loved science. She couldn't wait to earn her camping pin. There was so much science she could explore in nature. In the past, Cece had run into trouble earning her Adventure Girl pins. The sewing challenge had her in stitches. The jewelry activity tangled her in knots. And the dance lesson totally tripped her up. But this time, Cece could finally put science to work. Cece packed everything on the checklist. First aid kit, sunscreen, bug spray, water bottle, rain poncho. Then she remembered what her science teacher, Ms. Curie, said. Real scientists are always prepared, so Cece packed a few extra things just in case. Cece's friends, Daisy and Carolyn, were adventure girls too. Cece's mother was the group leader, and Cece's dog Einstein was their unofficial mascot. When Cece's mother saw Cece's heavy bag, she smiled. Looks like you had an extra checklist. It's good to be prepared, says Cece. Wait, we need one more thing. Sweet, cheered Carolyn and Daisy. When the Adventure Girls reached the campground, Cece's mother handed them the camping pin worksheets. Cece read the next task out loud. Set up your campsite. Putting up this tent will be a breeze, Cece whispered to Einstein, but the wind did not agree. The Adventure Girls worked together as a team. Finally, they had built a home away from home. I think you've earned a snack, said Cece's mom. Einstein gets one too. Carolyn looked at her worksheet. Time to go on a nature hike, she said. Daisy smiled. This is the fun part. I'll take pictures to track our route, said Cece, grabbing her digital camera. The Adventure Girls headed into the wilderness. Daisy found the perfect hiking stick. Carolyn picked flowers, and Einstein led the pack. Cece took pictures of landmarks along the trail, a twisty oak tree, a dry riverbed, a fork in the path. She also took one of a huge boulder that looked like a gnome with a mossy beard. All of a sudden, the sky grew darker. Uh-oh, said Daisy. I hope it doesn't rain. It's okay, Adventure Girl, said Cece's mom. Don't worry. But Cece wasn't so sure. She studied the gray clouds and remembered what she'd learned about weather during Miss Curie's meteorology lesson. Mom, I think a storm is coming, Cece said. The wind picked up and thunder boomed in the distance. Cece, you might be right, said Mom. Maybe the storm is far away, said Daisy. How can we tell? Asked Carolyn. Cece knew science would solve almost any problem. She told her friends about a trick Miss Curie had taught her. If we see lightning, we count the seconds until we hear thunder. Every 5 seconds equals 1 mile. Just then, lightning flashed across the sky. Daisy looked at her watch and they started counting. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. When they reached 20, thunder rumbled again. That means the storm is still 4 miles away, said Cece. When thunder roars, go indoors, said Cece's mom. We'd better head back to camp. Cece's mom tried to map the route on her phone. My GPS isn't working, she said. Maybe it's the storm, said Daisy. I know, said Cece, holding up her camera. We can be detectives and use my camera to make a map. Cece got a notebook and pencils from her backpack. The Adventure Girls drew a map and marked the spot where they thought their campsite would be. Suddenly, it started to pour. "Oh no," yelled Daisy, "we're getting soaked." "We need to find someplace dry," said Cece's mom. "I know, we can build a shelter," said Cece. "Our rain ponchos can be the roof," said Carolyn. "Daisy, let's use your walking stick as a tent pole," said Cece. Soon, the Adventure Girls had built a shelter. They climbed inside and huddled together to stay dry. Once the storm had passed, Cece's mom said, "Time to go." "How long will it take?" Daisy asked. "I'm hungry." "How far is it?" Carolyn asked. "I'm tired." "We can easily figure it out," said Cece. She showed them the photo of the twisty oak tree. "That was really close to camp," said Daisy. "The timestamp says 1 o'clock, said Carolyn. Cece pulled up their group picture. "Look, this one was taken at 1:45. Carolyn pointed to the gnome rock. "And we took it right there. So if we subtract 1 from 1:45, that means we're about 45 minutes away from camp," said Cece. "That's not far at all," said Daisy. "S'mores, here we come," said Carolyn. 45 minutes later, the Adventure Girls at their camp. 45 minutes later, the Adventure Girls arrived at their camp ready to eat. But when Cece looked inside the tent, she found an empty marshmallow bag. "Einstein," Cece's mom scolded. "Mom, I don't think it was Einstein," said Cece, pointing to tracks in the mud. "Look, something stole our snack," said Carolyn. "That means there's no s'more for us," said Daisy. Cece held up the graham crackers and chocolate bars. "We'll just have to make chocolate sandwiches," she said. "The Adventure Girls did a great job today," said Cece's mom. "You all definitely earned your camping pins. And because you solved problems using science, technology, engineering, and math, I'm awarding you STEM pins too, even Einstein." "Hooray!" cheered Cece. "Science rules!" Daisy and Carolyn hugged Cece. "You saved the day," said Daisy. "Thanks, Cece," said Carolyn. Cece's mom smiled. "Since you worked so well together, I'm also giving you a special pin," she said, "for teamwork." Cece smiled. Solving problems is always easier when you have a super team. The end.